When I started singing, people would tell me, I feel like you need to let go more. And what they meant is they wanted more emotion in the song. And what I didn't know, because I'd spent so much of my time working on my voice and really working on my craft and being deeply immersed in singers that I loved, and that I was coming at everything from a sound perspective, was that I didn't know quite how to approach what you need to do visually to help you really land that and connect that. So there's two things that happened, just to give you a little bit of background, is that I went and studied contemporary dance, which a lot of which is about feeling in your body. It's not sort of that necessarily dramatic, I forget what it's called, lyric, but more about how do you feel in your body, what are ordinary movements, who are you, what do you communicate through your body. And I took that back into music, and it was harder than I thought to connect those two things, which is kind of crazy, but it was a lot harder than I thought. And I really had to, I call it pulling the manual override lever, go back to what does an emotion look like? Or if I really meant this, what would it look like? And I remember seeing something on one of those, The Voice or something like that, or Australian Idol, about somebody saying, you didn't feel it. The judge is saying you didn't feel it, and the singer saying, I really felt it. And I thought, it's not that you didn't feel it, it's that you didn't show how you were communicating that. And I think that is so important to your audience, is to make some choices and for your own security about what you're going to do on stage. I think there's a photo of me somewhere where I was at a venue where among Lamborghinis and Maseratis, and I was kind of standing behind a little bit in the band because I was so shy about being out the front, which you wouldn't think of as a singer, but it didn't feel entirely comfortable. But I didn't know what would help me feel more secure in my performance. And now I know that if you plan some of your movement, if you plan where you're going to be on stage in a song, if you think about the space that you have, if you know the kind of space that you have, you can plan that the same way you plan your dynamics in the song, the same way you rehearse with your band. So they're just some quick tips on how to engage more with your performance with your body, and to be more in your body than in your head, to practice with your body in your rehearsal. I hope that helps you with your performance this week. So try just one thing this week. Record yourself, video yourself, and choose some different places on stage that you're going to be in different parts of the song, and let me know how you go.